So, from its Italian roots, the Ultras cult was well and truly spreading throughout Europe. After France and Poland, Germany, Belgium and the Netherlands, it was only a matter of time before the British saw the emergence of the Ultras cult. And this is where our journey takes us next, to the north of England. Carlisle is a serene city in the English-Scottish border, home to over 100,000 people and League One football club Carlisle United. The community has always rallied around their biggest sporting team. The club are on the up, and the people of the city take great pride in their club. But Carlisle has not been free from the violence that we have been exploring. With its well-known border city firm a thing of the not-too-distant past, the police and authorities are always quick to crack down on potential problems with fan violence and disorder. These scenes from a match only 8 years ago show the levels of policing required when potential trouble arises. With the Ultras cult doing damage in the subcontinent, Carlisle United and the other 91 Football League teams have to be on full alert. I've come to Brunton Park to speak to Andy Hall, the media officer and kitman at Carlisle United. He's the man responsible for getting the club's message across to the fans and tries to ensure that problems with the fans and the club do not span out of hand.
Many people would say that by giving themselves the title Ultras, they're sort of instantly provoking bad feeling towards themselves. Obviously the history with the name in Europe. Do you buy into the theory that so-called British Ultras are completely different from their European counterparts?
That's a good question. You have to look at it on a club-by-club basis, and that's why we had to step back. As soon as they called themselves the Ultras, you've immediately got alarm bells that ring, not necessarily in close football circles, but press love it, that name, because you just have to look. You're right, you look at Italy, Spain and Poland, three great examples where there's Ultras, and what are they there for? They're not there to support the club, is what I would suggest. There's a lot of trouble with ultra-based fans over in Europe. So here in England, I think club by club, there's some really good ones. The ethos of the Ultras, which was laid out for us by the group that came to see us, but it showed exactly what they wanted to do, and it was all about positive support, and you've got to be for that. But I take your point, yes, as soon as the word Ultra was tagged onto the fan group, not only our stewards but the police came to us and said we need to watch what this is, because other groups around the UK have gone off on the wrong tangent with the Ultra tag. Some of them have been racist, we have to face up to that. Some of them have been EDL, National Front, and you can't associate yourself with that in any way, shape or form. You wouldn't want to associate yourself with that. So, was it unfortunate? I don't know, that's up for them to decide, but it has got connotations.
So could you talk about what they first said to you on the plans?
Yeah, it was a really positive meeting the first time they came in, because they set up a Facebook group. They started to get together in the Warwick Road end, and it seemed a really positive thing. Now at the time, as we said to them when we met them, we couldn't throw our support behind it because we had to wait and see how that group would develop. It's the same with everything. We had people who wanted to sing songs at Wembley for us, and we had to say to them, look, we have to wait and see, because so many groups want to get involved with the club. If you immediately support it, then you could find yourself in hot water later on. So with the Ultras, it was a case of let's step back, let's try and support it. And there were all kinds of negative things that came after that first meeting, with flags, with stewarding, with a certain element of young supporters who weren't Ultras, who were trying to cause problems with the Ultras. There seemed to be internal arguing, and it all got very difficult thereon.
Despite the problems, Mr. Hall is more than aware of the importance getting fans into the turnstiles.
There's less and less of it used to be a sea of male faces. You see more and more families, more and more females, which is fantastic. Loads of kids, and you need them. You need them all to be coming, because you're fighting for every bum you can get on the seat.
So, with the development of numerous Ultras groups around the country, we head southwards to London to speak to FA delegates about how they plan to deal with the Ultras cult.